Hey, it's been a while since I've made a tutorial, so this time I'm going to run down how you speed ramp in the most popular video editing programs. However, if you're intending to use speed ramping for slow motion, make sure to shoot your footage you intend to slow down at a higher frame rate, and then edit it in a 24, 25 or 30p timeline. So let's dive in, shall we? First up is Premiere Pro, which is my editing software of choice. I'll create a new 24p 4K sequence, and then I'll drop this 4K 60 clip of my friend Aidan into the timeline. I'll then right click on it, scroll down to show keyframe properties, time remapping, and then finally click on speed. Now I'm going to zoom into the track by hitting the plus key on my keyboard a few times, and then expand the track by double clicking on the track heads here on the left. Now press P on your keyboard to bring up the pen tool, mark your start and end points on this line right here, press V to bring up your selection tool, and simply grab this line in between the 2 points and pull it up or down depending on whether you're speeding it up or slowing it down. As I'm slowing this down, I'm going to drop it to about 40% for the best results on a 24p sequence. To smooth out the transition from 100 to 40%, I'm going to drag these markers apart and then click this little dot here and move it to the left for the in point and to the right for the out point. Hit play, and there you go. Now the one issue with doing this in Premiere like this is the sound does not adjust with the video. This is one of the few issues with time remapping in Premiere. So if you want to speed ramp with the classic bullet time sound, you'll have to use After Effects. So let's do it the easy way. Add your clip to your Premiere Pro timeline. Right click and select Replace with After Effects Composition. The reason I do it this way, as opposed to opening it in After Effects, is that Adobe have this amazing feature called Dynamic Link. Dynamic Link will allow you to edit After Effects compositions, Photoshop files, and more in real time, and it will reflect straight away in Premiere Pro, without the need to export and import the project each time. So in After Effects, right click on the clip down here and then select Time, then enable Speed Ramping. Or, if you're on a Mac, hit Options, Command and T. Now go along the timeline and add your start and end points using the keyframe tool. Now click on the speed graph and right click on this section here and select Edit Speed Graph. Now simply grab this line here and stretch it out. Then grab these two endpoints at the bottom, hold Shift and drag them up to the top until it says 1 second. Now you can either drag this point to manually set the influence or double click on the middle point and change it to a percentage you're happy with. 99% of the time, I go with 30%. So once you've set your influence, you can then drag the right point backwards and forwards until you get the perfect slow motion or speed up. Now if you go back into Premiere, the After Effects composition will now be present there, and any updates you make in After Effects will show instantly on Premiere, which is great, so you don't have to keep saving it every single time. Up next is DaVinci Resolve. Firstly, make sure your timeline settings are correct. Now drag your clip onto the timeline, right click on it and select Retime Curve. Now click this drop down menu here and make sure Retime Speed is selected. Mark your start and end points using the keyframe tool on the right, and then grab and select the line in between and drag it up or down. Now to add that lovely curved ramp, tap the keyframe and then select this curved option. Here you can then drag the keyframes to the left or right to determine how smooth and how sharp you want that curve to be. And because Resolve maintains the audio pitch by default, you don't have to worry about sound. How good is that? It almost makes me want to switch. Now, let's talk about Final Cut Pro. Once again, make sure your timelines are correct and then throw your clip onto the timeline. Now to add your in and out points, simply scroll across the timeline and then hold Shift and tap B on your keyboard. Now let's adjust the speed to whatever you like. And Final Cut likes to add its own gradual curve by default, which is great, but if you want to adjust how long it takes, simply drag on this dimmed colored bar left or right, and that's it. That's how you do speed ramping. I hope this was super helpful for you, and if you want to learn how to speed ramp in LumaFusion on iOS, I've made a separate video about that, which you can find in my tutorials playlist. So be sure to check them out and some of my reviews and other content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.